Alright, so good news, guys. Good news. I got my G2. So now, let's go, let's rewind a little bit to some points on the preparation to get to the G2, how it went, and a few tips, right? For y'all late people that might, still a little bit late. You got your time, unless you're 55, then hurry up, nigga. First thing first. Y'all gonna hear hella shit. No, you cannot go with your health card or any sort of type of bullshit y'all people thought you could. I mean, you can try it, right? You can try it. Try it. Try it. Especially as a black ass kid that come from another country, just try that shit. They gonna deny your ass. So first, obviously, fell into the lies. Had to get my passport, which was one of the main reasons why at first I didn't get my G2, my G1 on time. Right, I got it when I was 17. As a late ass nigga, you get your passport, and then you renew your passport, and then boom, you get your G1. Now, most people either dive into the driving with your parents or driving alone, right, with the instructor right beside you. Now it goes into a few points. Now first, not gonna lie, it's gonna be trash. My first experience was horrid. Actually, no, it was not horrid. It was alright. It was alright. But the amount of pressure you have when you first, get to drive the car. And I'm talking for the people with zero experience, not the people that be driving illegally with no license. These talk to my hand, right? When you first start driving, your parents always say, "Nah, you can't drive right now. You can't drive right now." Now it's time to drive. You swerve a little bit. You be like, "Damn, that shit fragile." You press a little bit the brakes. She move your whole body. You gotta watch out. Then you get used to driving in a small circle, small area, parking. That's how it started for me, right? Then you upgrade. It goes to circulation. So now it's your first big boy step. You start diving into circulation, right? Niggas look at you like, what is this nigga doing, right? He's so dumb. He can't even drive properly. Mind you, it's your first time driving. Now I'm talking general and self experience, kind of mixed. So nobody ever told me that shit, but it's known, right? Niggas that be driving, they will hate on anybody that doesn't drive as well as them. So like if you don't drive just like them, you don't drive well. You drive, some people gonna throw fuck you at you for no reason. Then you fall into the now you're pretty much you're there, but not quite yet. I started driving my family members around. It was low-key chill. Until you just want to drive more and more. It comes naturally whenever, even if you don't realize it. At first you don't like driving, and then it comes by its own. You start wanting to drive 24/7, 25/8, 26/9. At first, I see my niggas, my people from my school. They be like, yeah, You need your G2, you need your G1, bro. Hurry up. I'm like, shit. I'm 16. I got time, right? I got time. I won't rush it, but let me start a little bit still. And you go see the people, right? You go talk to the people. It's like, yo, where'd you go exactly to apply your shit? Yeah, you can use your health card. I'm like, shit. Okay, I guess I'm blessed, right? Because I don't have any other type of ID. Let's just call it ID. I don't have any type of ID, so I just go with my health card. And they said that is not a valid ID option. I almost crashed out. I low-key almost crashed out right there. I'm like, I disappeared for a few months. Around February, I get my passport. I get my file, and then I sent that shit. And then around March, which is my birth month, I'm like, okay, finally. I think I'm pretty sure that's when I got it. So I'm like, yeah, tight shit. I'm good now. I turned 17. I push it back a little bit. I push it back a little bit again. And until September. So from March to September, I didn't do shit with my passport, but I had it. At least I had it. Until September, I didn't do shit with it, and then I got my G1. And then I got my G1, and then obviously I started driving. When I tell you the pressure you have driving with your parent or a family member, one, you don't know shit. And as I said earlier, I'm not talking about the people that be driving illegally. I don't give a fuck about those niggas. Talk about they don't let you do shit until you turn the age you gotta do shit. Just like sitting in the front, not that shit until 13. I saw a little kid driving in the front. Well, not driving, but I saw a little kid sitting in the baby seat in the front. The March I got my passport was the March the month everybody turned 17 and shit. So September 2025, I get my G1. I can start driving and shit. So I drive with my parents, mostly my dad at first. November 28th and December 4th, right? December 4th. So I say around that period of time, that's when I decided to say fuck that shit, and I just decided to go on my own and stop driving, right? So from September to November, I drove maybe 5 times. Damn, it's kind of crazy to say like that. 5 times, anyways. And then I stopped the whole duration of winter to come back around, I'd say a good March, probably, maybe a bit earlier. We drove a little bit again. We kept learning, obviously, because I was still beginning. And then around June, July, I was pretty much a pro, right? I would drive my mom. I would drive anybody that I could drive beside me until you reach September again, right? My hasty ass in July saw, ooh, I can book my G2 for a year, like a year after. So in July, I booked it for the earliest possible. I checked for September, everything is fucking booked. I'm like, GG's, bro, GG's. I checked for October, and I see October 1st. So it's basically if September had a September 31st, right? But it was October. So I just said, let's go with that. So I booked it for October 1st. And then I just go with the flow. So I just keep driving, right? I just keep driving until I eventually reach October 1st. And I do realize, well, it was not October 1st. It was like September 30th. And then the 1st, and the car was being used by any type of family members. The 1st, I think it was my mom, right? She needed the car, and nobody else could pick me up and just make her do something else. I don't know. So I checked for reschedule, right? And I see the next day, so October 2nd. There's a day, right? And now if y'all can see the date, damn, I'm flashing y'all shit, but what the fuck is that shit flash? Anyways, yeah, y'all saw that shit. It's October 2nd. We are October 2nd. So I do my test. Now we're entering the phase 2 of this video, which is how the test went, right? So first, I sit down, right? I sit down. We pull up an hour early. I go to the place, right, to get the driving test shit. They tell me you can't do shit until you get a ticket. So I go over to the ticket bar, ticket counter thingy. I put they tell me, are you here for a scheduled driving license or anything else? I said, yeah, driving license. Then I go with the code and shit, the code of my driving license. They tell me you're here early, nigga. I'm like, my fault. I go back to the car, right? But I saw a thing, right, that said, park yourself in these numbers if you're scheduled for a driving test, right? So I'm like, shit, we might need to move over there. So I take the car with my mom in it, and then we go around, those places where the parking to the learners were. So we go over there, and we see numbers. So I'm like, okay, shit, maybe they gave it to me on my email. I gotta look it, and then I know what numbers to park on, because it was from like 1 to 9 or some shit like that. So I check my emails, and I can't see shit, and then I see cars that are trying to come over, right? So I decided to go a little bit further and just let the car pass me, and just go put myself on the side, right? And then I put my flashes, my 4-ways. And then for some reason my mom started crashing out. She's like, yo, watch out, some cars gonna pull up here, over there. They can't even pass, even though it was fully doable. They could just pass me easily. For some reason she actually started losing it. She actually started stressing for no reason. I'm like, shit, okay. I just put the car right back where we were, or like a bit further down. And then I go back to the to the self counter shit. I try to get another ticket, and now they actually let me. So they asked me for a few things, my plate number and parking spot, right? Yeah, I think it's that parking spot. But yeah, so they tell me they need a brand, the plates, the color, and the parking spot. I put the brand, I put the plate, I put the color, and I see the little green go, like green, so I know I can press it, right? And I was not getting a single number, so I was just like, you know what? I'll just go with it. Anyways, I can press go without putting a parking number, so I'm gonna just say go. I click on go. They give me a ticket. I'm like, okay. I see the ticket. I go sit down. I see hella numbers getting called. From 9:15, my appointment was on 9:30. From 9:15 to 9:53, nobody calling my ass. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just get a normal ticket this time, not a driving test one, so they can call me, and I can actually pull up and explain to them like, oh shit, I'm here. I've been here since I don't know how long. Y'all niggas need to talk to me, right? As soon as I do that, I get my second ticket, and then there's a lady that pulls up and says, David. I'll stand up, and she said, it's you? I said, yeah. What are you doing here? Fuck you mean, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to do? And she said, yeah, like we were looking around the whole building for you while you're in the front. And that, I tell her, I couldn't find the parking, blah, 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 blah. She said, where are you parked? And I said, a little bit down there, right? Because I was parked behind. And then she said, what are you doing there? And then I said I couldn't find my parking number, so I had to, park wherever I could find. And I was waiting for y'all to call my number so I can, tell y'all where my car is. I said, it's supposed to go like that, right? It should have went like that. Then they get in the car. For some reason, they decided to jump my ass. They were two. Someone was on my side and someone else was behind me. So we start, right? The official test starts. They tell me, whenever it's safe, proceed to back up with some shit like that. So I look behind me, boom, boom. And I remember you don't need a seatbelt to go back, right? So I just do my usual shit. I look behind, right? I look behind. He said, wait, stop. I tell my ass, you need to put your seatbelt on. Fuck you, me, nigga. And the lady in the back, though, she kind of saved my ass. She said, oh, usually you don't need to. Which it was, I was told that. I was told you don't need to put your seatbelt when you go back. But the dude said you need to put your seatbelt. So I said, you know what? I won't get jumped today, so I ain't trying to do all that. I put my seatbelt like a good boy. I stopped pulling backwards. So right, I started driving. Then they said, intersection, go forward. So every instructions was pretty clear. Until they tell my ass to do a parallel park. Now I know one thing, right? If I go over the curb, I'm cooked. If I hit a car, I'm cooked. If I do any type of shit to any type of, like, if I hit anything, I'm cooked. So they said, you see the black car? I said, yeah. Parallel park behind it. Alright. I never tried that shit. I seen some video on TikTok. I knew this was my time, right? I lock in. I do everything, right? I knew this was my time to shine. I decided to lock in. I drive. I see the same mirror thingy. I heard that shit. I was like, I could see the perfect angle. I was like, this is what I need. Put my car right beside it. I put the blinkers. I check every time. Then I start backing up, right? I start backing up diagonally, so the car is like that. My car is right there. My car's right there. And then I start boop, boop, boop. And then from that moment, I knew it was cooked because I can feel it. I kind of, oop. But I didn't go on top of it, so I was still chill. That's why I pull up a bit more over there, then back up like that, boom, boom. But I don't back up enough because I'm scared to hit the curb still. So I go up again slowly, go back, boom, 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 and then I park myself. I'm like, I'm hella close to the car, but you know what? Worst case scenario, I just back up a little bit. This time I'm actually straight. He said, okay, so now when it's safe to do so, get back to the traffic. So my car was like kind of in between the two lanes when I was turning, but I was like, you know what, hopefully that didn't kill my shit. And then he tells me to turn left again. I turn left. And when I tell you, it's a place that kind of go downwards, right? I turn left. Now I'm feeling chill, right? Everything's fine. And so I start scouting around, right? Where is the speed limit? The furthest car is like, it's not too close, nor too far. So it's like, I was trying to just see what speed he was going at and maintain it. So I started going at 50, 60, 70, 75, maybe 80, I don't remember. And then he says, "Hey, calm down, sir. Watch your jet. This is a 50 zone." I'm like, this is the end for me. As soon as I look up from my speedboard, from my dashboard, I look up, I see the lights are already yellow. I'm like, I'm not making it. I start braking that shit. Oh my god. The whole car goes. I'm like, GG's. We went. We were this close to just go through the fucking traffic lights. I started praying my ass off, but I knew it was over. I knew it was over. As soon as I finished, as soon as the lights turned green again, he said, "I just go in front and turn on the right." I'm like, "Shit, yeah, it's over. He don't give a fuck no more." We turn right, and I see that it was actually where I started. So I'm like, "Shit, I ended so close to where I was supposed to go." I'm like, "Geez, I lost it so close. I felt it so close." And he said, "Parking where you want, just right there beside the trash can." I'm like, "Geez, I didn't get it." I just turn. I don't even check my parking if it's right or not. I just know that shit is trash. And then I started praying. I started making my prayers. I was like, GG's. I messed up so bad. I just wish I can redo it again. Just live up. Just give me another like 5 minutes. We do it again, and I show you I can actually drive, right? Tells me, well, you made it. If you look at the ministry, I don't forget how they call it. Like, I made it. I made it. I got my G2. He did go through some points I messed up, but I will not be telling y'all because I'm a bitch, and I wish y'all the worst. I'm kidding. Obviously, I will go through the after. But yeah, so that was basically how it went. Even though I basically felt that shit. He just driving. He said, "No, don't worry, you got it." Which means he could tell out my ass was about to lose it and crash out with everybody in the car. A few mistakes y'all might make. First, I don't know how that shit got unlocked by just me driving and looking around, but always look around. They will tell you to before you test. Look left, right, up, down, behind you, in your ass too. At this point, look everywhere with your head. Don't just. Second thing is parallel park. Beforehand, cause I was low key lucky because there wasn't many cars, so I could just do my own shit. But I was just trying to not, go over the curb as many times as they asked me to pull over. The amount of times I just started stressing and just not want too much to not go over the curb. Eat before pulling up to the test, cause most of the time, cause I'm seeing that shit. You can well drive with a simple G1. I was doing that shit. I was swerving. I was driving like I actually had a G2. It's just prepare for the test. The day of the test, you don't want to act as reckless as you would. Most of the time, as soon as I would get into a red light, I would just take off my hand off the wheels. But this time I actually locked in. I said, yeah, nah, I'm keeping that shit on, right? Keeping that shit on, 24/7. So grip the wheel. And other than that, as y'all saw with the brake, with me braking like last minute, as long as you don't go past the lights and you just drive through the traffic lights, you should be fine. Just keep that in mind. And yeah, that was basically it for my G2 history. And hopefully y'all get y'all G2s fast enough. That was a few how my shit went and how most of the shit goes most of the time. I hope y'all enjoyed, and have a beautiful day, beautiful rest of the day.